Hey guys, just before we get into this clip from the most recent episode of the Permanent Marks podcast, which does premiere tomorrow at 6 p.m., we just want to let you guys know that we actually filmed this episode the day before we got the unfortunate news about the passing of the hardcore legend Terry Funk. Just want to take a little bit of time to send our condolences to the family and all the loved ones of Terry Funk on behalf of the entire Permanent Marks podcast and this entire YouTube channel. We'll probably talk about him a little bit next week, but until then, thoughts and prayers to the family, and everybody should take this time to celebrate the life of one of the true greats of the professional wrestling industry. But just wanted to put this little nugget in there. Rest in peace, Terry Funk.
And this should be an outstanding hardcore matchup.
And then what we were talking about before that I really wanted to talk about was Shinsuke getting an all Japanese promo and actually being like kind of sick, like them doing a package uh, and making it so that he doesn't have to go out there and talking Japanese and nobody understands, and then he just says like asshole or I'll beat you, and it's just like it would have been cooler if we could have just seen a promo package, like
Yeah.
yeah, or just put some fucking subtitles on it.
You know what's
like,
funny is I feel like it's been said by everybody who's a mark at some point. Like, let the people who are from different countries talk with subtitles. Like, you have enough money to do it. Don't have them go out there looking like it. They did it for Asuka one time, I think. It was her and was it her and Io when they were arguing in the ring? I think. Oh no, that might have been on YouTube. Somebody translated it, so never mind.
yeah, I don't think it's been done. But now
why
that
not? We watch anime. We can read subtitles.
I know, that's what I was saying. We were watching it. We were like, this is a straight up anime villain. This is great. I love it. And especially when you have Io Sky right now as champion, right? She hasn't lost it yet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not sure because that belt ain't staying on her long.
To be fair, she speaks better English than both Shinsuke and Asuka. They should let her talk more.
But I just think it's like, I just think it makes sense for them to do the subtitles and just like fucking, especially when they're like in backstage interviews that are pre-filmed or whatever. Like, let them go off back there and then let them have like crazy face downs in the ring or whatever.
For somebody like Shinsuke, it could be especially effective because, I mean, we all know about how WWE is terrible at pushing Japanese talent. Like, they always have been. Like, go back to Taka Michinoku and Funaki. Like, all Funaki said for fucking 10 years was Indeed. Like, and then number one, and Indeed, that's all he said. So we know how bad they are at pushing Japan. And Tajiri never spoke. Tajiri was fucking awesome. Tajiri could have had a run like Nakamura has had, but, different times, he was a victim of that. But it could really be effective for somebody like Nakamura because, like, I remember when he first came to WWE, and I hadn't really seen a lot of him. I'd only seen the AJ Styles match. And I remember people saying how charismatic he was. And it's really understated how great of a just like facial actor that he is. He can get anything over with the way he looks. He just looks like cool and menacing and badass at the same time. So subtitles for him, like that package, it's even more effective when you have somebody who's that good at conveying their character without even saying anything. Asuka's the same way,
That's why, like, before WWE, I had only seen, like, the Wrestle Kingdom matches with Shinsuke. And they would do these packages beforehand where he's just talking mad, offhand shit about people in, like, fucking robes and shit. Like, just, like, being a complete badass. And then using that charisma that we've seen, we only see in WWE when he's coming to the ring and he's doing all the flashy shit and doing the going down to the ring and whatever. Yeah. But without that package beforehand, he's just like a weird character. Like, you don't like take him serious because you don't have anything to base it off of other than,
I mean, look at what they did to Akira Tozawa. I mean, that's just criminal, you know?
Yeah.
But I will say, though, about that package, I thought it was great how Shinsuke drew the parallel of, like, we're a lot alike. And he showed, like, the entrances, and it's like, that's a really good little callback right there, because the flamboyance that Seth has is similar to Shinsuke. And the fucked up part about it is that no matter how flamboyant Seth is, no matter how charismatic he is, and we all love Seth freaking Rollins, I mean, Shinsuke has more charisma than Seth Rollins in one pinky, if we're really being honest about it. Like, Seth has just had more time to develop, and he speaks English. Like, that's really all it is, if we're being honest. That's really all it is. So,
I mean, yeah.
And I love Seth. I love Seth, but
I love Seth. I'm glad he's fighting Shinsuke. I'm glad they gave Shinsuke that promo. That if they keep doing stuff like that, that back and forth with their charismas will be great, because, like you said, Shinsuke is a charismatic bitch.
It's just sad to say that, like, we're at the point now with somebody like Shinsuke that we're just, like, happy that he's going to do the job. We're just like, yes, like.
Oh, well, that's the thing too. Is like
at least is the spot.
Is there anybody right now that, like, is an actual competitor for Seth? LA Knight, but they're not going to do that.
If Gunther, well, I don't think they want.
He's never losing that belt.
Well, here's the thing. I think Gunther would be great, but I also don't think they would want him to go into a program with Seth and lose immediately. But I think that's somebody. I mean, Damian Priest, he still has the briefcase, so you know that's inevitable. And I don't think they're going to let Damian Priest beat Roman Reigns for the title. That just doesn't sound like it's possible at all.
No. I want some. Like, I'd like to see the Gunther Seth Rollins pair up, because I'd like to see if WWE still allows their people to, like, shit on people with, like, lesser promo skill.
Yeah.
I would like to see Gunther go out there, like, all serious and get shit on by Seth Rollins for, like, a 10-minute promo.
Let's be real, though. Sometimes Seth has a little bit of cringe, though, too. Sometimes he's
definitely,
yeah.
But he can still, like, talk his ass off.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
if you want, you know, like,
yeah. He has the same level of cringe that Jericho does. It's like it's endearing. It's like,
right. Yeah, it is. It is.
Like, all right.
It's why I like them, I think.
Yeah.
You don't want it to be, like, too real, because then
it's
you
like
forget that this
campy.
is just a bunch of.
It's like campy but corny, but like, okay, we're
watching dudes smack each other in their underwear. It's supposed to be campy and corny. LA Knight's walking out in a vest with no shirt underneath. All right, like, we can let's
with skinny jeans tucked into his Timberlands. Jesus Christ! When that man came out with the skinny jeans tucked into the butter Timberlands, I was like, "Yo, who is this man?"
I hope when he finally wins the championship, they throw a bunch of Timberlands into the ring, like in ECW they threw them chairs. You know,
but. You know who does rock the skinny jeans tucked into the Timberlands kind of swaggy? Big Bill. Big Bill can rock a pair of Timberlands.
Big Bill looks menacing in those Timberlands. I will say, like, he does. And that's because he's not wearing a vest. He's not trying to be
He looks like he drives the dump truck that pulled up to your grandma's house in Staten Island, but also could lift it up and turn it over if he needed to.
Yeah.
Like...
That dude definitely doesn't look like a sober man. He looks like a man that does not have his life together.
100%. With the lollipop in the mouth and everything, 100%.
So he's doing a great 100%. Character right now.
Yeah. It's because he lived the gimmick, baby.
You gotta live that gimmick.
Oh yeah, if you like this clip, then be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, yeah! And check out the channel for the latest episode of the podcast. Dig it!